All right, how's it going, everybody? Here we are with Chris Bartl from Bayside Barbell. Chris, how's it going?
Things are good, dude.
Things are good. I love hearing that things are good.
Things are good.
So what do you have for us today?
Today we're going to talk about reverse lunges.
Ooh.
Yeah, everyone's
Tushy
tushy tighteners, everyone's least favorite movement. Why? Because they're hard. The reason why, Jesse, we're going to work on the reverse lunge today, the main reason is every time people go and do a forward lunge, it's like running. There's a compressive force that comes all the way up through the foot when the foot strikes the ground. And it just, over time, it can wear and tear on the knees. The reverse lunge is safer, there's no compactive forces, and you still get all the benefits of doing a lunge, just without doing any damage to your knees. So it's a lot safer, especially for people who like to run or do running a lot. It's just a good way for them to build leg strength without having to get any more wear and tear on their joints.
Makes sense.
So what I'm going to have you do, Jesse, is you're just going to go ahead and face me, okay? And I want your feet just right together. The important thing to remember about doing a reverse lunge is think of your legs on railroad tracks, okay? So you want your feet just about shoulder width, okay? And again, imagine the railroad tracks. Your feet are the wheels and they can't come off the track. Okay, so what you want to do is just take a big step backwards with your right foot and then drop that back knee down and bend both knees in a split squat, tap and come straight up and come all the way through and reset. Okay, let's go again with that same foot. Notice how Jesse's reaching straight back, okay, and he's going to come straight forward. Switch your legs. Okay? The reason why I want you to think about railroad tracks is a lot of times you can, when doing an assessment, we always have people do lunges to see where their hip dysfunction may be, whether they're dominant on the exterior of their hips, whether their glutes or their glute medius is going to take over, or where their groin is really tight and their gracilis is going to take over. So if you watch someone do a reverse lunge, Jesse, go ahead and I want you to over-exaggerate and drop your right leg kind of at an angle behind you. Okay? So if you're working with somebody and their right leg goes way back like that, we have a little bit of a problem. What that means is his interior part of his leg is the dominant part, and it's going to yank that leg backwards. So now all of a sudden you know you should probably do some stretching or corrective exercises. Now if your leg goes the other way, go ahead and lunge back, all of a sudden that way, you probably have too strong glutes on the outside of your hip, and it's just going to pull the leg outside. So you need to do some stuff to strengthen the inside of your legs, which we'll talk about in the next phase. So remember, railroad tracks, straight back, straight forward. You don't necessarily have to tap the ground with your knee. That's kind of a thing that people say, you gotta bounce your knee. Well, it's gonna hurt if you bounce your knee off the ground. So if you have a training partner and you're doing lunges with them, call them about 1 inch off the ground, 1/2 inch off the ground. You're still gonna get down low enough to get your glutes involved, get a good stretch on the hip flexors, and still get some good quad activation.
That's great, Chris. And then if people don't quite have the balance yet to go back comfortably, what is the thing they can do? They can hold on to the side of something like this, right, and lower down?
Yeah, I would say if they don't have the balance, if you're watching someone do a reverse lunge and they keep falling over, just have them start with a static lunge, okay? This would be considered probably the most beginner version of this, with the reverse lunge probably being the level 2, I guess, for lack of a better term. So just go ahead and split your stance. And then all you're going to do is drop that back knee and come straight down and then come straight up. And that's where you start. Until you get your balance in both hips and the strength in both hips to be able to stabilize, you'll start there first. And then throw in a locomotion type lunge movement, reverse, or something like that.
And then what about upper body alignment with it?
Upper body alignment, you want to, the one key that I use with all my clients is you want to be long in the chest, okay? Or long in the spine. So what you don't want to see is when someone does a reverse lunge and they come back and they automatically come forward in a bowing position, okay? That's not very good. All of a sudden your lower back is taking too much stress, your hip flexors are too tight, you need to start stretching here. You also, when you reverse lunge back, you don't want to go into hyperextension either. Again, your low back is being put at a lot of risk, there's a lot of stress on the discs back there. Not to mention you're putting shear force of stress on the knee by really leaning back. It's going to pull everything back and you don't want to do that. So you just want to think tall in the chest, tall in the spine, so you want to be as long vertically as possible. Okay, you don't want anything to kind of come over, go side to side, or go backwards.
Awesome, Chris. And great thing with the lunge is it's completely portable, right? So you can take it anywhere. If you want to go for a 20-minute walk at the end of the day, walk for 5 minutes, stop and do 10 reps on each leg of reverse lunge, walk for another 5 minutes and repeat, and you'll get a great workout that way. You can do lunges when you're on a hiking trail. You can do lunges out at the beach. You could do lunges if you were laying down to take a nap in the afternoon, and before you stand up, you just do a few reps on each side. They're completely portable. They are super effective, and they are the ultimate when it comes to tushy tightening, bun building, glute
gargantuanness
in a good way, and ass amazingness. So,
and if you're a really masochist, try lunging upstairs.
Which we're not going to quite get there at that point, because that would mean I would have to do it, and I'm not that masochistic. All right, Chris, thanks a lot, man. That was awesome.
Right on.